regular meeting of the Naperville Park District Board of Commissioners. It is Thursday, February 13th, 2020 at 7 p.m. If everyone that is able could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Bridget, please take the roll.
President Janner?
Here.
Vice President King?
Here.
Commissioner Carlson? Absent. Commissioner Egan?
Present.
Commissioner McBroom?
Here.
Commissioner Riley?
Here.
Commissioner Todd?
Here.
Next item on our agenda is matters from the public. Bridget, does anyone from the public sign up to speak?
Mr. Ron Ori?
Ron, welcome. If you would, I'm sure you know the drill by now, state your name and your address, and then you have 3 minutes.
My name is Ron Ori. I live at 1452 Knoll Drive, Naperville. I'm here to think green, think spring on this one day of winter that we have. I'd first of all like to mention and compliment the Park District for an event that they are hosting, and that is the Earth Day Fair scheduled for April 19th. That's a Sunday, and it will be at the Fort Hill Activity Center. There's a group of community organizations that are planning that event. Last year, several hundred people enjoyed the activities that were going on there and learned a little bit about the green industry and some of the organizations and what they're doing. So hopefully you got it on the calendar and are able to participate. One of the things that I've been working with Central Parks is some sort of display and some sort of activity, and what they are doing is creating pollinator gardens designs, and let me give to the go into it. In fact, more than enough seeds if you just do a 5x5. So we're doing small pollinator gardens as a way of getting people to actively get out there and enjoy the warmer gardening season. And hopefully that goes well and we have a good day and a good turnout for that. Secondly, I'm here to promote and help sponsor the nature discovery area that we've been working on for several years on the north side of the garden plots, where we have several types of gardens there for people to enjoy and to learn. And that, of course, takes some resources, and there's been a tremendous support from, again, Central Parks. Carl Gore heads that up, and Beth, the crew chief, has been providing yeoman's work, and a part-timer, Raphael, has done a tremendous job in the nature discovery area, keeping that maintained and looking good. So I'm here to give you some money to keep that going.
Thank you very much. I'll give this to Sue Stanish before I lose it.
And that's my pitch for the day. So hopefully we can start to enjoy the gardening season a little bit sooner than later this year. Take care. Any questions? Thank you.
Ron, thank you for being here and also for your very generous donation. We certainly appreciate it. Okay, next on our agenda is the WDSRA annual visit. I invite Sandy to come up and the floor is yours, Sandy.
Thank you. Am I on? I am. Thank you for letting me come to give my annual report. Tried to take a little bit of a low-keyed approach here, a low-tech approach, and hand out a few things. WDSRA's, during this past year, the development team and the foundation trustees introduced a new fundraising initiative. Now, you know that we're supported through tax dollars, but again, it's expensive to provide special recreation in a community, and so we are always looking to bring in other donations that will assist us. After 3 days of training, our goal was to find a program that would allow us to find sustainable donors. We do a lot of event donations, as you know, event fundraising that brings in dollars, but that's more transactional, and we're looking for a more transformative kind of way that we do things. So we started a new process, and what it involved was we would hold 2 or 3 impact meetings per month, and we reached 137 professionals in our first year of doing this. Colleagues and friends, many who didn't know much about WDSRA. From each meeting, we tried to secure someone who was so taken with the stories that we told that they wanted to host their own meeting and invite their own friends and colleagues. And we continued to spread the word to a much wider group. So the great news is, even if you don't make money on this, you have an opportunity to really get out in the community and tell more people about what we do, because we still don't serve everyone that certainly could use our services. Our first story that we told highlighted inclusion support that we provided for a little girl named Reagan. She's a 4-year-old who has severe social anxiety, a selective mute, and she's born with very weak muscle tone. Her family took a chance and registered her for a Park District ballet program. WDSRA provided the inclusion aid and was able to work effectively with the Park District and Reagan to help her feel comfortable so that she could manage her anxiety and actually learn ballet, because what little girl doesn't want to learn ballet, right? We started with one-on-one support, and as she progressed, like in most inclusion programs, we tried to build independence and pull ourselves out. That's always the goal. You see the before and after photos in what I distributed of Reagan, and you can see that she truly blossomed from picture 1 to picture 2. Reagan's family felt like the world had opened up to them, and they were willing to continue to try new things to help her grow. So it was a great first step. In 2018 and 19, WDSRA provided support for 2,518 inclusion registrations at our 9 park districts. Residents from Naperville accounted for 27% of those inclusion registrations, which was 670 registrations. The second story centered around strengthening families. Oftentimes, people know that we support individuals, but they don't really think about strengthening families. Like, how is it that you do that? While most people know, our parents report that having a child with special needs oftentimes requires them to spend a lot of their energy and time with that child. Oftentimes, siblings don't get undivided attention from their mom and dad. The story of Maverick highlights how healthy families need to be able to spend time with all of their children. Maverick's mom made a call to WDSRA and described Maverick as a 7-year-old with Down syndrome who's nonverbal and likes getting into everything. She shared that he was a challenge to understand and that he used sign language. She wanted to talk about the possibility of day camp. For 7 years, she had not let anyone but family take care of Maverick, but she knew she needed to find a way to spend more time with Maverick's sister. After lots of calls and meetings, answering all her questions, she took a leap of faith and signed Maverick up for WDSRA's day camp. After a very successful day at camp, Maverick's sister showed her mom the list of things she just wanted to do with mom. Big long list, all the things she was excited to, because she could see that Maverick was having fun and now she got mom's time. That is one of the ways that WD strengthens families. We had 60 staff and 160 participants in camps like Mavericks this past summer, and we see more and more difficult behaviors coming our way. So Children that go to summer school oftentimes are folks that need that structured program, and so they're those that oftentimes are a little bit more needy of services. Our staff need to receive more and more training as we serve these individuals. New staff receive between 10 and 26 hours of training before they work with us. Our third story we told at our impact meetings was about building community. I can't think of a better example than something that happened just a few months ago. Alyssa, a senior at one of our local high schools and a varsity volleyball player, worked WDSRA's camp over the summer. This fall, she started being an assistant coach with our Special Olympic volleyball program. Alyssa mentioned to her high school coach that she was having a great time with this Special Olympic volleyball group, and her coach suggested making the WD team the focus of their fall charity. The high school raised money for WDSRA, invited their our team to come and play them, and did a team tunnel as they introduced each of the attending players. So they made it really a big deal. They joined in on a scrimmage, made posters with all their names, and filled the gym with other students. That's what we call building community. Not only was the high school selected as the volleyball team that week, but they also tweeted on Comcast, and they came and picked it up and did a story on it as well. So how interesting social media can impact us. So that's how we build community, and that's just one example. To give you an idea, WDSRA provided 144 athletic programs this past year, 29 different Special Olympic teams in 10 sports. Soccer, softball, basketball, volleyball, track, rhythmic gymnastics, bocce, bowling, and snowshoeing and swimming, just to give you a hint. By the way, our Year of Impact meetings resulted in the creation of our Partners in Possibility Society. That was the ultimate goal, sustainable donors. It's made up of 32 individuals who made leadership gifts or pledges to support WDSRA over a 5-year period, totaling close to $150,000, and one-time gifts totaling $7,600. All these dollars continue to help us to support individuals and the mission of WDSRA, which is the development of individuals through recreation. Lastly, I just wanted to share with you that we've got a new logo. I think you've seen some of the colors, and exciting to do a rebranding and just get some buzz along around the agency, and a new way to talk about what we do. And if you looked at our website lately, it's pretty cutting edge. It looks pretty amazing. We got a grant for that, and we're really excited, and they threw in the logo design, so it was a great opportunity. Lastly, just a few facts. Wanted to show you 2018 and 19 at a glance. It was a great year. Lots going on at WDSRA, and probably the biggest thing right now is that we're experiencing a tremendous amount of folks that will be retiring in the next few years. We have as many as 12, and they're all top leadership positions. So we will see some change, but we're working on that, and we have great opportunities out there, and there's a lot of good people who can do what we do. So we're looking forward to continuing to fill those slots and get people up and running. That's all I have for tonight. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to try and answer them. Otherwise, I'll thank you for letting me come, and I'll see you next year. Thank you so much.
Sandy, thank you for your great work. Okay, we'll move on to updates and reports. Item 4.1 is the Riverwalk Commission update. Commissioner Carlson.
Yes. The Riverwalk Commission met February 12th at City Hall. Main topic of discussion was to recommend a plan to the Naperville City Council for the future of the Carillon Tower. 3 options were discussed. Option 1 is to recommend repairing the existing Carillon at a cost of $1.5 million. Option 2 is to repair the structure and enclose the lower segment of the tower in glass for a cost of approximately $2.4 million. Third option is to continue to inspect the tower and demolish it when it no longer is structurally sound, which would cost $726,000. All 3 options would require yearly maintenance that will run between $21,600 and $28,300 per year. The Riverwalk Commission voted unanimously on option 1, which is to repair the existing structure. The Riverwalk Commission will recommend that to Naperville City Council, and we will meet again March 11th at City Hall. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Carlson. Item 4.2 is the Parks Foundation report. Commissioner King.
Yes, the Park Foundation met on February 11th, downtown Naperville. There was mention of the Winter Ale Fest and also the bike program that is in Naperville North that is starting and expanding, hopefully throughout the school districts. And then the next meeting will be on April 7th.
Thank you, Vice President King. Item 4.3 is the Finance Committee update. Commissioner Carlson.
Yes. The Finance Committee met on Thursday, February 6th. Staff presented the committee the allocation of district funds by investment type and collateral as of December 31st, 2019. Tom Sawyer of Sawyer Faldudo, manager for the district's fixed income portfolio, presented the investment performance report for the period ending December 31st, 2019. The annual net return of 3.52% came in slightly below the benchmark at 3.59%. The net return since the inception of the portfolio is outperforming the benchmark at 1.17, outperforming 1.06%. Staff presented the year-end unaudited financial results for the district's 3 major funds, general, recreational, and golf. The preliminary results indicate the district will finish 2019 in a strong financial position. The district's 2019 independent financial audit is being conducted this week. An overview of the major assumptions that are typically used to create the district's 3-year financial plan were presented. Lastly, the committee performed the annual review of the district's financial policies. Changes proposed are minor in nature. The draft policies will be brought to the board for review at the February 27th meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Carlson. Item 4.4 is the Legislative Committee update. Commissioner McBroom.
Yes. So the Legislative Committee met on January 15th at the Park District Administrative Building. New business discussion. Status of capital bill grants for 2020 projects. Manager Omenson reported that in the 2019 capital bill, 3 playground projects, which are Brighton Ridge Park, Brush Hill Park, and Frontier Sports Complex, were awarded full funding, $181,000 each, from Senator Ellman, totaling $543,000. Representative Strava Murray awarded $64,000, which will fully fund the basketball court renovation at Walnut Ridge Park. These member initiative grants will be administered through the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. The timing of the release of the grants is uncertain. Staff is looking at 2021 projects that could be moved up if the grant agreements are not ready in 2020. As far as legislative updates go, Manager Omenson provided a list of summaries of 2019-2020 legislative platform successes from IAPD. Attorney Price advised of a couple of items of interest, including a bill that was introduced that would require elected officials to wear body cameras while conducting official business. He recommends readdressing Department of Public Health restrictions that prohibit a doggy dip event at the end of the season and discuss the utility issues regarding easements and leases. And that's it. Next meeting would be March 4th.
Thank you, Commissioner McBroom. The next item is our Parks and Recreation Committee update. Commissioner Riley.
Thank you, President Joe. The last Parks and Rec Committee meeting was held on January 17th. Director Schutz distributed copies of the most recent 10-year capital overview for review and updated the committee regarding next steps aligned with the capital projects prioritization policy. The 95th Street Community Plaza naming, staff's recommendation is to keep the name 95th Street Community Plaza, and the consensus was to proceed and present the name for discussion with the full board at the January 30th workshop meeting. Director Wilson distributed the quarterly update of the strategic plan goals progress. Director Schutz provided the following updates. The last remaining contract for sports lighting at Knock Park Improvements Project will be presented for board consideration at the January 30th meeting. We'll be working with the city of Naperville to amend their original annexation agreement to include the district as it relates to trail and sidewalk connections between the new Wagner Farm subdivision and Frontier Sports Complex. The district will assume the recreational lease with ComEd, which is preferred by both parties, providing the district with more control over maintenance and operation of the trail. The temporary construction easement area proposed along the property line between the Chicago Commons Townhome Development and East Greens was discussed. And based on direction given at the December 13th, 2019 Parks and Rec Committee meeting, a letter will be sent to residents near Three Meadows Park presenting layouts for a proposed basketball court in the park as requested by local homeowners. Feedback from residents will be considered, and a recommendation will be provided to the committee at the February 21st meeting. Director Wilson reported that the job fair held at Fort Hill Activity Center January 4th in partnership with Kids Matter was very successful, with over 40 businesses and organizations participating and about 950 job seekers, up approximately 300 from last year. Director Wilson also updated that we are exploring the use of contractual soccer referees for our recreational soccer program, and responses to our RFP we do that week. They'll be reviewed and a recommendation presented on January 30th with a possible contract submitted for board approval February 13th. Irish Fest is a new event coming to Naperville this year and will be held at Frontier Sports Complex on August 7th and 8th. Director Wilson also participated in the meeting with India Day organizers regarding holding the event at Rotary Hill on August 9th, with parade logistics to be determined. And Superintendent Carlson updated that a contract with Greg Martin Design for the design and development phase for the Springbrook Golf Course renovation project will be presented on January 30th. A mild December allowed us to extend the season with more rounds, and online sales were also up. Nearly 50% of the 2019 Brooks Links members have already renewed, and we added 9 new members with the membership early sign-up incentive. Next meeting of the committee will be next Friday, 21st at 10:30. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Riley. Next is the board president update. At the end of January, the 2019 Illinois Park and Recreation Association, or IPRA, conference was held in downtown Chicago. Special thanks to Vice President King, along with Commissioners Todd, Riley, and Carlson, for representing the Naperville Park District there this year, along with members of our staff. As some of you already know, our own Brad Wilson received the 2019 Community Impact Award at the conference this year. This is a statewide award that recognizes leadership and positive impact that Brad has had here on the community, and is only given to one park and recreation professional each year. This award validates what we already know about Brad. He's very much the best in the business, and please join me in publicly recognizing Brad this evening. Great job, Brad. Winter weather is obviously in full swing, and Naperville Park District ice skating rinks are open at 3 parks, Centennial Park, Nike Sports Complex, and Commissioners Park. Each of these 3 facilities is generally lighted in the evening until 10 p.m. If you have some time for outdoor recreation during the long President's Day weekend here, this might be a great option for you and your family. This time I'll turn it over to Executive Director McGurry for his report.
Thank you, President Janner. Springbrook and Naperbrook golf courses offer a 22-week season reserve tee time program on Saturday and Sunday mornings. There are still select tee times available at both courses for the 2020 golf season. The program includes green fees, range balls prior to play, prizes, and celebration cookouts during the season. Visit golfnaperville.org or contact the golf shops to learn more and to register. Knock Knolls Nature Center will host Nature Discovery Days on Saturday, February 15th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., where you can drop in for self-guided activities like making a pine cone bird feeder, learning to recognize common birds in Illinois, and and more. And on Monday, February 17th, the President's Day school holiday, stop by the Nature Center to help count birds for the Great Backyard Bird Count. Or you can count birds at your home and report your results online at birdcount.org anytime between February 14th and Monday, February 17th. Your efforts can help researchers learn more about how birds are doing in the environment and how to protect them. For more details on this and other nature programs, please visit napervilleparks.org/Knock Knolls Nature Center. Learn about heart health at the Fort Hill Activity Center on Wednesday, February 19th, at the next presentation in the Wellness Series. Registration is free for Fort Hill members and only $5 for non-members. Shannon Messergies, a family nurse practitioner at DuPage Medical Health, will discuss risk factors and lifestyle changes that can be made to promote a healthy heart. Visit napervilleparks.org/Fort Hill Activity Center for more information on this great series. And finally, the Spring 2020 Program Guide and the Summer Camps Guide will be delivered to Naperville residents beginning Wednesday, February 26th. Registration for spring programs and summer camps begins March 2nd, and registration for baseball and softball begin on March 10th. Thank you.
Thank you, Executive Director McGurry. The next item on our agenda is the monthly treasurer's report.
Move to approve the December 2019 Treasurer's Report.
Second?
Any discussion? Bridget, please take the roll.
Vice President King,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
Aye.
Commissioner Carlson,
Yes.
Commissioner McBroom,
Yes.
Commissioner Riley,
Yes.
President Janner.
Yes. Next, we have the consent agenda. We have 19 items on the consent agenda today. Bridget, can you please kindly read all of those into the record?
Happy to. 6.1, approve January 2020 disbursements in the amount of $5,935,472.10. 6.2, approve January 2020 disbursements made through the Bank of America Purchasing Card Program in the amount of $208,378.42. 6.3, approve January 2020 customer refunds in the amount of $1,643.65. 6.4, approve January 9th, 2020 regular meeting minutes. 6.5, approve January 9, 2020 executive session closed meeting minutes. 6.6, ratify the action taken January 30th, 2020 in accord with board policy on naming, commencing the 60-day consideration period for naming the new recreational space with amenities as part of Frontier Sports Complex, the 95th Street Community Plaza. 6.7, ratify the action taken January 30th, 2020 in accord with board policy on naming, commencing the 60-day consideration period for renaming Field Number 5 at Knock Park to Memorial Field. 6.8, approve Ordinance 974, authorizing the First Amendment to the annexation agreement for Wagner Farms with the City of Naperville and Pulte Home Company, LLC. 6.9, Ordinance 975, authorizing the agreement for land cash contribution pursuant to the City of Naperville Code Section 7-3-5, subsection 12.7. 6.10, Ordinance 976, authorizing a temporary construction easement agreement by the Naperville Park District to Chicago Commons, Naperville, LLC. 6.11, approve the 2019 Cash in Lieu Fund Annual Report for the fiscal year January 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2019. 6.12, award the contract for the 2020 T-shirts base bid to Sunburst Sportswear in the amount of $41,565.28. 6.13, award the contract for the 2020 T-shirts bid alternate number 1 to Arena Sports USA, Inc. in the amount of $27,952.18. 6.14, approve the independent contractors agreement with Acuity Research and Insights, Inc. for a lump sum fee of $62,100 for the performance of a community interest and opinion survey and market analysis. 6.15, approve the soccer referee services agreement with Official Finders, LLC. 6.16, approve revised Naperville Park District Personnel Policy Appendix A, Alcohol and Drug Abuse Policy. 6.17, approve the contract with Martin Design Partnership Limited for design, development, civil and structural engineering, and bid and construction documents for the renovations of Springbrook Golf Course for a total amount not to exceed $221,288. 6.18, award the contract for the Centennial Beach Chemical Pits Safety Showers Project to Integral Construction, Inc. for an amount not to exceed $81,186. And finally, 6.19, approve Ordinance 973, declaring property as surplus.
Thank you. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda? Commissioner Egan?
Can we pull 6.1, 6.9, and 6.14, please?
That's 6.9. What was the second one? 6.1, 6.9, and 6.14. Thank you. Any others?
All right, move to accept consent agenda items 6.2 through 6.8, and 6.10 through 6.13, and 6.15 through 6.19.
Second.
Any discussion?
Oh, yeah.
There was some discussion, but it wasn't into the microphone. Okay. Bridget, please call the roll.
Vice President King,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
Aye.
Commissioner McBroom,
Yes.
Commissioner Riley,
Yes.
President Janner,
Yes.
The three. Move to approve the consent agenda items 6.2 through 6.8, 6.10 through 6.13, and 6.15 through 6.19.
Second.
This is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Now we'll move on to unfinished business. Pick up 6.1 here.
Move to approve 6.1.
Second.
Any discussion, Commissioner Egan?
My standard monthly no vote, but I'd like to expand on that a little bit. In the budget discussion, we talked about how all these great things, the COLA, the various raises and the different components of it. My argument is simply that COLA is 1.9%, and all those things need to be taken into the 1.9%. We have a very capable manager in Mr. McGurry. I believe he can manage it no different than a corporate entity would. You get 1.9%, and some people get 5%, some people get nothing, or he could give it all to one person. That's his job operationally. Our job is to control the expenditures for the taxpayers so that they get value add. And just handing out 3.9%, 4% to everybody, or budgeting it for that and then doing something less deprives the taxpayers of their resources. So I will be voting no.
President Janner.
Commissioner Riley?
Director Standish, are there any salary items in this item?
Not in the disbursements, no.
So there's no 4% raises involved here? Thank
First
you.
item on.
Thank you for the clarification.
Rich?
Commissioner Egan?
First line item in the disbursement log, ADP.
Those are fees to actually process the payroll. They're not actually payroll distributions to employees.
But they are connected to payroll.
There are fee for using ADP software to do payroll.
If there were no payroll, there'd be no fee.
If there were no payroll, there'd be no
No
fee.
ADP fee,
There'd be no
correct.
ADP, there'd be,
Commissioner Riley?
So the payroll services are merely part of a contractual service that we have entered into in what we're paying for a service. Has nothing to do with the actual salaries themselves.
that's correct. ADP, once we submit the payroll to them electronically, after we go through all our process here, creates the checks, sends the checks back to us, files taxes for us, and so they process that aspect of our payroll.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Bridget, please take the roll.
Vice President King,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
No.
Commissioner McBroom,
Yes.
Commissioner Riley,
Yes.
President Janner,
Yes.
Move to approve consent agenda item 6.9.
Second.
Any discussion, Commissioner Egan?
Just 1 second. I gotta scroll down here. For this one, I know we went back and forth. Happy to be flexible, but we're too flexible on this. We should have stuck with our higher amount, so I'll be voting no.
Any other discussion? Bridget, take the roll, please.
Vice President King,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
No.
Commissioner McBroom,
Yes.
Commissioner Riley, President Janner,
Yes.
Move to approve item 6.14.
Second.
Discussion, Commissioner Egan?
I won't be supporting this. Again, to my budget comments, the definition of insanity here. Given 1, 2, 3, we get the same comments back from the public. They want a pool, they want more trails, they want indoor space. Fort Hill certainly has maxed out and has been, I would think, more successful than any one of us would have thought. The $60,000 could be dedicated to building a pool and more indoor space versus going out and double checking and hoping that we get a different answer.
Any other discussion?
Yes,
Commissioner King?
I'll just say something. I am for this. Anytime that we have an opportunity to hear from the residents of Naperville on a survey, we should hear it and listen to their comments. So I'm all for this.
Any other discussion, Commissioner Riley?
Yes, I believe the definition of insanity that's being referred to is doing the same thing over and over again and looking for a different result. We're looking to, as Mike King has just said, we're looking to take the temperature of the community at this point in time. And what may have been an opinion in the past may not be the same now. So we need to periodically do this.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Bridget, take the roll, please.
Vice President King,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
No.
Commissioner McBroom,
Yes.
Commissioner Riley,
Yes.
President Janner.
Yes. We have no new business, so future meetings, the next regular meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners will be February 27th, 2020 at 6:30 p.m. at the Fort Hill Activity Center, followed by the March 12th, 2020 meeting, 7 p.m. right here in council chambers. Next item on our agenda is executive session.
Move to adjourn to executive session to discuss land acquisition under Section 2C5 of the Open Meetings Act.
Any discussion? Bridget, take the roll, please.
Vice President King,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Carlson,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
Aye.
Commissioner McBroom,
Yes.
Commissioner Riley,
Yes.
President Janner.
Yes.